I was having the calmest morning on my countryside acreage when I heard machinery roaring near my creek and rushed outside to see HOA, Karen and her bored cronies, standing proudly next to an excavator, literally tearing apart the small dam I built years ago to manage water flow on my own land, and before I could even speak, she yelled that my unauthorized structure was ruining the neighborhood's aesthetics even though I'm not in their HOA, and my dam was legally permitted by the county, but they didn't care. They kept directing the operator like they were running a demolition crew, water spilling everywhere as they bragged about finally putting me back in compliance. But what they didn't realize, what made this whole thing unbelievably poetic, was that my dam wasn't just decorative. It held back a natural runoff system that funneled right into the HOA's precious walking trail, and the moment they cracked the last support beam, the entire creek burst free. A massive surge of water roaring down the hill like nature itself, snapped back in anger, flooding the trail, soaking their fancy HOA sign, swallowing their flower beds, and turning their perfect mulch paths into chocolate pudding. And while they stood speechless watching their own neighborhood drown, my phone rang. It was the county inspector responding to my earlier complaint about unauthorized construction crews, and when he arrived to see the dam wrecked, the heavy equipment, and the literal river running through HOA property, his face said everything, because not only did they destroy a permitted water control structure, they did it without environmental clearance, which is a giant fine plus restoration orders. And as he wrote citation after citation, Karen tried to blame me like I somehow controlled the direction of water, but the inspector shut her down instantly, explaining that tampering with managed waterways can trigger state penalties too. And when the cleanup orders landed on their board minutes later, the HOA who destroyed my dam got stuck rebuilding the entire creek bank at their own cost. So yeah, they tried to wash away my work, but ended up drowning in their own karma instead. And if you love seeing HOA, Karens get swept away by their own arrogance. Make sure you subscribe, because the next story floods even harder.